many of you try to use your imagination at least once a day? Little personal fitness? Excellent, excellent. Now, if you use your imagination, if you watch very carefully, you might, just might, see a little squirrel run up a tree. Do any of you know the game Cat's Cradle, where you wrap it around your hand and go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth? Some of you, yes. Some of you, no. Some of your mums or dads or your grandmas or grandpas might remember that, yeah. Now, besides playing games like that or making individual shapes, I can also tell stories. There was a house in the woods. There was once a woman who lived in this house, and every day she used to go for a walk. Well, one day she came back from her walk and she saw something scurry away from that house. She didn't know who or what it was. But when she walked into her house, she realized who or what that little critter, that animal, had been in her house. Her feather pillows were ripped to shreds. There were feathers all over. Coffee, sugar, flour knocked off her shelves. Her potted plants dumped over. Dirt in every room. The place was a pit. She took her broom and she cleaned her house from top to bottom. And she cleaned, 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 and she cleaned. And it took her all morning to clean up that house. Well, she was rather hungry, so she made a large bowl of soup for lunch. And while she was eating her soup, she saw a strange pair of eyes looking at her from the corner. They were kind of a greenish-colored eyes. They were making a funny noise. She went to investigate, and it was her cat. Well, that cat came and rubbed up against her leg. You know how cats do. And then the cat jumped up on her bed, which was covered with a patchwork quilt. Well, that woman looked at that patchwork quilt and started getting a little suspicious, because there was a trail of dirty little footprints going straight to the cat. That cat had feathers stuck on his ears. A little bit of flour on his tail. Yeah. Wasn't long before that woman figured out who trashed her house. That cat was going outdoors. It would never set foot in her house again. And just as she was ready to throw that little fur ball out, she stopped. Because she kind of remembered something. You know, that morning when she'd gone for her walk, right? Well, she did not feed her cat breakfast. So maybe the cat was just hungry and looking for something to eat. So she took a small bowl, put some of her soup in the small bowl, and she and the cat remained friends.